This here is Mace. She's a mid-teens mare. She's in the same pen that Top Gun was, and so they got a little off my schedule, so her feet are pretty long too. Like normal, I'm going to pick the hoof out, check the frog, make sure there's no thrush, get around there between the hoof wall and the sole where it's just long and starting to want to break away from the rest, just from the extra leverage and the flares and the quarters. Make sure there's no rocks and things in there and clean them out good. She's long in the sole too, so I'm able to take my nippers and break off those bars in the sole, which is always satisfying, although not perfect terms for the horse to trim, because you want to trim them before they get this far, but sometimes life just happens. When I'm starting here, I start to try to get the heel back to the widest point of the frog, so I can get that foot backed up and get it back under the horse and in line with everything. Some people like to start at the toe and work their way from heel to heel. That's how I actually was taught first, and I slowly just started going from heel to heel. Grab my rasp and kind of get all the high points from the nippers off that I wasn't a perfect flat nip. And then since she was so long, I got to take a little bit more sole out. I normally don't pair the sole this much, but she was long, so I got to get a good starting point back. Right here, I'm taking my rasp around the outside edge of the hoof wall just to get all that extra length off of there. You can see where I'm coming to right now, how it's just so much longer. I use my rasp to start bringing it around. You could do this from the top too, but I like to do it from here so that I can see how much hoof wall I have in front of the white line. Right here, I'm checking for level. Now I'm going to start my Mustang roll, or the breakover around the hoof. It's actually called the Mustang roll because wild Mustang's hooves have a nice roll all the way around the edges. Making sure I'm still level good. She has a pretty nice, good looking frog, let alone with how long her hoof was. Her frog still looks good, no thrush in there. I'll do the top work. You can see this hoof really cleaned up well from the before picture, just from trimming from underneath. Now I'm going to get these flares off. See right about here, I start bringing that flare back and try to get that hoof wall nice, straight, a solid line, not where it kind of goes and starts to dish out at the bottom. Here I am finishing that breakover, trying to get that Mustang roll type of feel, and use my buffer, because like I said, that rasp, although it's awesome, it takes off a lot of foot, it does leave kind of a not as pretty foot as a normal rasp would, because you have the two different sides, a smooth and a rough. So this hoof buffy really makes it look good. And I'm just cleaning up that Mustang roll breakover again. My stand does have a solid tube that makes it easier for top work. I just don't like switching them out, so I just use my cradle for everything. And here's the finished product. Please like and subscribe.